solve 3 times m plus 2 equals 2 times m plus 3. Again, we're going to have to start by distributing on both sides. Let's do the left-hand side first. 3 times m is 3m, plus 3 times 2 is 6. On the right, 2 times m is 2m, plus 2 times 3 is 6. Again, we have variables on both sides of the equation, so we have to eliminate one of them. I'm going to subtract 2m from both sides. That's going to get rid of the 2m on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, this leaves us with m plus 6, because 3m minus 2m is 1m, or just m. On the right, the m's cancel, and that leaves us with just 6. Now, to get m alone, we subtract 6 from both sides, and we end up with m equals 0, which is our final answer. I want to point out a common mistake over here. We're going to do the problem again, but we're going to start where we have 3m plus 6 equals 2m plus 6. There's a common mistake that students make here. Instead of focusing on the variable terms, they focus on the constant terms. They see the 6 on both sides and say, oh, we can get rid of those by subtracting 6. And then they do that. This leaves us with 3m on the left and 2m on the right. And occasionally, a student will get here and say, oh, that can't be true. We know that 3m is not equal to 2m. They think that it's a contradiction because 3 doesn't equal 2, and then they say that there's no solution. So the mistake is when a student says no solution here. But that is a mistake because we can still isolate m. We haven't lost m yet. So if we subtract 2m from both sides, 3m minus 2m is m, and on the right, 2m minus 2m is 0, we still end up getting the right answer. We can get the right answer, but a lot of students get to this point and they say, nope, 3m cannot equal 2m. That's a contradiction. There must be no solution. It's never a contradiction if you still have the variable. Right here, we still have m in the equation. If you go back to the previous examples, when there was an identity or a contradiction, those only happened after the variable was gone. And we had something like 3 equals 2 or 4 equals 8. These are contradictions. They are not true, but 3m equals 2m is okay. You can continue. Definitely not a contradiction. So I just wanted to point that out. Some of you would have not made that mistake. So for some people, it's not a big deal. But I have seen many students that make that mistake. So you've got to really be careful. Always deal with the variable terms before the constant terms. And then if you end up with something that you think might be a contradiction, but there's still a variable there, you're not finished. You can still work on isolating that variable.